The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex.
Let's get Scott in Colorado Springs. Hey, Scott, what's going on?
Good morning, guys. How are you?
We're doing great, man.
I want to thank you for bringing this Nadex platform to our attention.
Oh, cool.
It's one of the most powerful things that I've seen.
Yeah, it is certainly a platform that not only is neat, but what's so sweet about it, folks, if you haven't tried it out yet, is that when you put your trade on, that is your stop. So what happens is this. Everyone's excuses all the time is that I moved my stop, I didn't put my stop. Well, that is your stop.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's perfect. You can set your trades and go do something else.
Now, Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes.
Welcome, folks, to the Nadex Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Tom is a real estate mogul, as you know. He's out buying homes today as well, doing everything he can to go along America, folks. And if you haven't had a chance, go to the homepage of TFNN.com, and you can download Tom's white paper, The Bull Market in Florida Real Estate. So we've got Daryl Martin with us today as well, as we do each Friday. Daryl, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
I am doing just fine. As we come into the markets here, you've got the Dow is up 22 points. S&P is flat, up 70 cents right now. Composite back a little bit. Russell's off 21 cents. Apple down $3. We're going to take a look at the Apple chart here in a moment. As long as you're over at the TFNN website, you can click on the Nadex banner, folks. And what you can do is you can set up you can test drive the system, get a free account, establish it with $25,000 in your account, and you can learn to trade the Nadex platform every day of the week. Daryl does a show from 1 to 2 out there. He's also created an incredible tool called the Box Spread Analyzer out there. So we're going to talk about that here. You can always give us a call at 877-927-6648. Apple is something very important to be paying attention to, in my opinion, folks. If we take a look at Apple, off of the bottom nicely when it made that bottom out here, the low at the November 16th level as it got down to 505.75. It's retraced from the off of its highs from 700 to just a little bit over the 0.382 level. What it's running into a volume, a little bit of a supply line from October 26, 36 million shares. The low of that was from October 26 was 591 even Steven. It hit that area yesterday, got up to a high of 594.25, closed at 589.36, and did it on 18 million shares. So you had 18 million shares going into 36 million shares. I may not be good at math. Sounds to me like about half the energy going up into it. Forming a doji candle. You get it closed today below the 590.22, and I think there's going to be a few more leaves falling off of the apple tree. Most likely what you would see here, and this would be bullish, you'd like to see it pull back probably to about the 530. Well, you'd like to see it really pull back to where it broke out on November 19th. That low is 539.88. There would be nothing wrong with Apple doing that, and you'd like to see it come back with less than 29 million shares, keeping that gap in play from the 18th out there. Was it the 18th? The 16th out there. So that is on Apple, and that's important to be watching that. You're also going to want to watch the DAX out here. We'll switch over to the DAX here momentarily because that is still trading. The DAX is up near its area of resistance out here, not showing signs that it's going to go ahead and bust through. So the DAX doing what it should do before it gets ready to reverse. So Daryl Martin, tell me, any trades out there that you're taking a look at?
Yeah, today is the last trading day in November.
Yes, it is.
And on the last trading day of November for the last 15 years, the market has been down 70% of the time.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. A November surprise?
There you go. So I love diagnostic trading, right? I'm always talking about seasonality, fundamental statistics, all that.
Absolutely.
And you got to put all of them together.
Yes, you do. And that's a great piece of information there.
And it gives you an edge, because the whole idea is if you can know those different areas, not just one area, but know different ones, then you can put the pieces together and helps you out on your trading.
Yeah, yeah.
And so because you start looking at the market and you're like, man, it just sort of seems to be doing a whole lot of nothing today.
Yeah.
When you first log on.
Yes.
And so, well, we got a couple of things going on. One, we got that seasonality tendency of the market usually closes, and it's averaged 0.4% down.
Okay.
On the S&P.
Okay.
Now, we have another seasonality that always happens at the end of the month also. Now, this one's a bullish one.
All right.
Okay, and that's where the payroll cycle, right?
Yes.
People get paid, money goes into 401k, money goes into mutual funds, money goes into the market.
Yes.
So that'll fight against the seasonality a little bit, but despite that payroll cycle, the market still pushes down. It'd probably be a lot bigger down day if it wasn't for the payroll cycle.
Got it. Okay.
So that slows it down. We probably have more of like a 1% down day.
Yeah.
And but usually it's about 0.4% down.
So if we're going to play that, and this is a great time to do it because you got a flat S&P right now. And so we'll switch over to your screen. So why don't you show folks how you would go through, and take that piece of information where you got a 70% probability, and how would you set up a trade best, or maybe how did you set up a trade best, potentially, to take advantage of that using the Nadex platform?
All right. Well, let me pull it up right here.
Hey, perfect. Perfect.
Okay. So the first thing is I like to use my scanner because it makes life easy whenever I'm doing the spreads.
Yes.
And so I'll go in and I'll say, you know what, I want to sell. Okay. I want to sell the US 500.
Yep.
I don't want to risk more than $100 on my trade. Now, I can do 50 contracts, but per contract, I don't want to risk more than $100.
Yeah.
And then I'll say I want to be able to have the potential to make at least $2 for every $1 at risk.
Yes.
So, pretty simple. That shows me what my, possible choices are. Okay? And then I look over at them, and I can see, well, this one, the market has to move 5 points to be at break even. Well, that isn't going to help me because I don't really expect it to move down 5 points at the close of the day.
Right.
So that sort of rules that one out. These are short, but they're going to expire early, like 11 and 12. This one expires at 4:15. Only have to move down a couple bucks, only risking $41 a trade.
Okay, cool.
So on the sell side, that is going to be my pick right there for a spread. And so I'll go in, I'll show you also the one that I'm looking at for the binary here, but for the spread, I'll go in and I just click the sell button.
Yes.
And then what it does, it actually opens my ticket for me. I have it in live right now. Yeah. Hop over to demo just for the show. It's a little easier.
Okay, cool.
So, so I'll click on that. It'll pop it up, and then I can put in there and I go, you know what? I'm willing to risk, $5. That's basically, 4 points on the S&P, expecting it to drop about 4 or 5 points.
Yes.
Okay. Hit place order, put the trade in, and it's done. Okay, my position's on. And basically what I did is I just sold the 1385, 1415 spread at 1411.4.
Okay, cool. So, folks, what you can do here now, tell folks about the box spread analyzer. How do they get it, and so forth.
Okay, the way you get it is you hop on over to tfnn.com, and of course, I suggest you do go ahead and sign up for your Nadex demo account at least. You can get a live account in about 5 minutes, only $100 to fund it.
Okay.
But to get a demo account...
And you put that $100 in, and they're not dinging you for any fees or anything like that?
There's no fees, no chart fees, no platform fees, none of that. It literally, it's pure deposit. It's your money.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
To trade with. And so
and
our products...
What folks are going to do, they're going to have access to some, in essence, data feeds and some charts that they probably don't have on their normal system.
Exactly. They'll be able to hop on here. Here's the underlying FX charts and things like that they can get access to. And,
yes.
They can go over here, just open up the chart, and it'll actually show them the chart for, say the
That sounds like a good $100 deposit to me.
Exactly. So you have a lot of data in here, and there's also indicators and stuff like that on the charts. You can do Fibonacci levels. You can, there's a lot of stuff you can do.
Yes.
So you can go in here, and there's your retracements. You got your GANs. You can put your trend lines, your horizontal lines, stuff like that. You also have a variety of indicators built in. So all that's part of the account right there.
Yes.
Also, this is a demo. A lot of this stuff's even available in the demo account. So, but of course, you want a live account. Demo account you want to test and learn with. Live account you want because eventually, you want to play with some money. Even if it's not that much, just a little bit to, make it.
Yeah. Well, in this case here, for the trade that you just put on, your risk was what?
My risk was, I want to say $40.
That's what I thought.
Per contract.
And that was that's right. Yeah.
Right. So, and you can do one. You can do 50.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want to do.
Exactly.
So, as soon as you do that, now, you want to do that. This next step you want to do is, of course, get the live account. But then hop on to tfnn.com. You'll see the diagnostic box spread analyzer right here.
Yeah. So that's over on the
homepage.
left-hand side, folks. You'll see an up arrow and down arrow. Yeah.
And then you'll click on the big old logo right there, the big diagnostic trading logo.
I like it. The Crazy 8.
Yeah. Infinity, man. Infinite income, baby.
I love it.
And so you go to the diagnostic box spread analyzer, and then you can choose what plan you want. But all the plans, no matter which one you choose, you get 2 weeks for free. And you'll get immediate access to not only the box spread analyzer, you'll also get access to tutorials I have on Nadex and on the box spread analyzer. You'll also get access to the deviation levels.
Yes.
And I'm talking about those every single day. And so we go in here, and they're posted every night. So you see right here, here's Friday's deviation levels for, the day. And so I post them all on here, and they're incredibly accurate. It surprises me on a consistent basis how accurate they are.
Yes.
And
well, it's identifying normal mathematical harmonics in the marketplace.
Yeah, and what it's doing is it's pulling. It's unique, as you know. We've talked about this before. Instead of pulling like standard deviation,
yes,
or ATR or pivot points, and I think we've all used those at one point or another in our trading.
Yes,
but they're all based on historical information.
Yes,
and the whole point is to be one step ahead. Actually, what's going to happen next, not what happened yesterday.
Right.
And what I do is I take the implied deviation, which is the implied means expected implied volatility. The implied means expected. Volatility means movement. And so I take that implied volatility number out of the options. I do all the hard math. Okay, we take it out of the options for, say, the S&P 500 futures.
Yes.
And I take it 4 options, implied volatility numbers. I then take it out of the next 4 months, do it on every single market in Nadex, okay? Or almost every single market, the ones that we can do it on.
Yes.
And then I factor that into a deviation formula, sort of like standard deviation, but made for short-term trading. And the reason it works so well is the implied volatility is how far the market as a whole expects the market to move.
Yes, yes.
And so 68% of all of your movement is going to be contained within this plus and minus 1 deviation level.
Right, right.
And that gives you a realistic expectation because it's so easy, you want the market to go to the moon or fall like a rock and crash, just as a trader, right?
Sure.
But, if the market's up here at, say 1426, I don't want to be taking another long trade. Now, I'll tighten my stops. I'll ride it if it keeps going.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
But I'm not adding into a position when I'm getting close to that 1 deviation because I don't expect the market to go past that.
Sure.
And, one of the things I show like on the spread scanner is I go over here to actually show you how far does it have to move to be break even. So it has to move, say, like this trade has to move 2 points to be break even.
Yes.
Well, what if I'm 2 points away from the 1 deviation level?
Right, exactly. That's right.
Well, then I can't make anything on the trade.
Exactly. Exactly. No question.
And then, let's say you're trading the binaries over on Nadex, okay? Very cool trades. You can go on there. You can use these deviation levels for those as well. If I want to go into US 500, I'm looking at, say, the daily. I think it's going to drop about 0.5%. Well, 0.5% also happens to be half a deviation.
Yes.
So which is right around 1409. So I can go in here and I could actually, sell like the 1410 or the 1407. So if I did the 1410 right now, it's $75.
Yes.
And I can go in there. It's $25 risk on the trade, $75 profit potential.
Yes.
And I mean that's a 3-to-1, and that's if it just finishes below 1410, which I expect it to finish around 1409, 1409.5 today on average.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So I hit place order on that, and I mean I could do 10 of them. I mean I risk $200. Maybe we'll do 8. We'll do this at the same amount of risk we did on the spreads.
Folks, if you believe that time is money, then look at all the time that this saves you and all the information that it generates for you. And what does that turn into? That turns into money. You got to love it.
There you go.
You got to love it. So go to the homepage at tfnn.com. Make sure you click on the Nadex banner out there. Get your account set up. Make sure that you're also, as long as you're doing that, using the box spread analyzer. You can give us a call at 877-927-6648. Dow's up 24 points right now. We'll be right back.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
with the launch of Tiger TV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
Happy holidays from TFNN. Our most rewarding Tiger Dollar sale is back this December at TFNN. Normally, we offer only a 10 to 20% bonus on Tiger Dollar purchases, but through December 19th only, when you purchase Tiger Dollars to spend on any of our products, you get a 25% bonus on your purchase, and up to 10% of whatever you spend will be donated to the Salvation Army in your name. You'll receive a personalized thank you letter directly from our local Clearwater Salvation Army administrator in appreciation of your donation. Tiger Dollars can be used on any of our newsletters or subscriptions, never expire, and are fully transferable. Take advantage of our most rewarding Tiger Dollar sale of the year right now. Visit TFNN.com for all the details and to make your purchase today. Happy holidays from TFNN.
This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks, to the Nadex Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Your hosts, Daryl Martin and Steve Rhodes here. And remember, folks, if you're not giving, you're not living out there. So take advantage of the Tiger Dollar promotion, because you will be giving a gift to yourself as well as the Salvation Army out there. No better way to celebrate the holidays than like that. If we take a look at the markets here, we've got the Dow's up about 27 points right now. S&P up 1.5. Composite totally flat. Small caps totally flat out there. Apple down $2 and change. Moving to the upside, Alta Salon, the largest dollar mover, up about $6.70 right now. That's up about a little over 7%. 8%, though, on the rise is Five Below. FIVE is the ticker symbol. That is a IPO that came out back in July 19th, 2012. The low is $25. The high there, $29.43. This equity here pulled all the way. Now, this thing has a little bit of volume up at the high out here. So not too shabby here. September the 28th did 2 million shares. Had a little bearish engulfing candle the following session, but pulled back with 190,000 shares all the way on the pullback. In fact, we take a look at A to B equals CD patterns out here. Your A point was the October 1st high. Your B point on this equity was October the 12th. Makes a very shallow retracement. That shallow retracement tells you what, folks? tells you it's going to do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD, because only 40% of the 60% of the time it's going to do 1-to-1. The other 40% of the time it's going to go ahead and do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. This thing almost gets down to the 1 to 1.272. Had a nice, we're looking at the daily chart, very nice candle formation on November the 28th out there. Looks like somebody knew something about, let's see if they had earnings out. Let's see, what is moving this stock out here? They were out with earnings, net sales of $86 million versus $61, and income $1.5 million versus $550. Now, five below is actually, it's a specialty retailer, mostly focused on teens out there. So gapping up nicely this morning here. Volume-wise, so far, 378,000 shares. Going into the swing point, the B point, if you will, that has 271,000 shares from October 17th. So it's coming into that area with volume. This will go revisit the high volume high out there from September the 28th out at the 39 to 39.49 is the high, 38.14. It's trading at 34.07 right now. That is on 5. Vistaprint, VPRT. You probably see their commercials on television every now and then. VPRT, Vistaprint up about 5% here, up $1.63, but no great shakes there. Let's see, Vistaprint here, really in a consolidation range. The top of that range out here is in the $42-ish level. The low, where it traded down into back in the couple days ago, back around the $28.18 or so level. It's trading at 31. It's going to be moving into an area here of some stiff resistance, which is going to be where it moved down and gapped down on October 26th with 1.8 million shares. Let's see, in the trading today, 135,000 shares. So although it's moving higher, it doesn't have the volume behind the move out there. Daryl, the DAX is a good trade setup as far as I'm concerned. And what I'm talking about is the DAX. You've got the DAX right now trading up near a resistance level. And so if folks are going to go ahead and test drive the Nadex platform, they could place and they want to start experimenting with it. One place where I think they can look at come Monday or come Sunday, well, I guess it would be really Monday morning, early Monday morning, when they could start trading. When they could start trading the DAX. In this case here, I think they could actually look at a longer-term trade, like a weekly trade on the DAX. So would that be an option? That's an option out there for the Nadex platform, right?
Yeah, you can hop on and you can actually trade the weekly binaries.
Okay.
So
and maybe kind of walk some people through that, because I think we're setting up a trade here where the DAX, in essence, it's got its back up against the wall. It's either going to bust up through this area, which that's great, or it's going to stop in this consolidation level, and it'll probably back its way off down into, I would say, the first place where I would see it backing down into is probably about the 72.60-ish range. So that would be the first place where it would back off to. It's at 74.28, and I could easily see it doing that in a couple of days. So certainly during the week out there. So what kind of trade? What kind of trade would? You know what? We're going to break. Man, time absolutely flies around here. Can you do anything to slow down time? You've created great tools like the box spread analyzer. How about
I think there might be a pause button.
Pause button. I like the pause button. Well, we're not pausing. We're going to break here. We'll be right back. We got the Dow up 22 points. We'll be right back, folks.
All right.
You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've seen him on Tiger TV, as well as being featured as a regular CNBC guest and contributor, and now you can have access to his expert trading advice each morning through his daily trading newsletter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading stocks, options, and indices every market day. Market Insights comes out each market day before 9:30 a.m. and provides traders with Tom's daily commentary, opinion, and specific trade recommendations on the markets. Using advanced Fibonacci methods, volume indicators, Gartley patterns, candlestick charting, gaps, and market timing, Market Insights will give you specific trade recommendations including entry, stop, and exit prices. The summer is over and traders are back. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks, to the Nadex Bull Bear Binary Option Hour with your host, Daryl Martin and Steve Rhodes. As we come back here, you got the Dow up 14 points. S&P is up 12 pennies, and we're going to go ahead and set up a trade for you for this coming, early Monday morning on the DAX out here that you can set up using the Nadex platform. We've got the DAX trading out towards its resistance area, so it's where your back is up against the wall. This one where we can take a look at taking a longer-term trade. So Daryl's going to go ahead and set that up on the system. And if you are just tuning in, maybe you're listening on the on your mobile device. I know I've got Rufino is that, did I say that right? I hope so, is listening on his mobile device because he sent me a nice little email here asking me if I have tried ginger root because everybody's concerned about my health out here. Maybe, Daryl, you didn't know, but I'm not exactly 100% here just yet. And I take ginger root every single day of my life. I juice ginger root. I either use ginger root as a shot in wheatgrass. I have been taking shots of wheatgrass for like forever. It's very unusual for me to get sick. Really unusual for me to get sick. And the problem is when I do get sick, it really knocks the heck out of me. But the good news is...
Now, do you ever get sick, like, drinking wheatgrass?
Oh, no. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes some wheatgrass, the flavor of the wheatgrass is all based upon the amount of lime that's in the soil, or just it's basically based on the soil mixture. So, some wheatgrass is a little bit better than others. And but if you do put a shot of ginger in it, you won't taste any wheatgrass. It's like, excuse me here. It'll light you up. And so anyways, ginger is also good for your throat and so forth. So I do appreciate everybody, sending in their cards and wishes and in any event. So let's go ahead and set up a trade here, longer term trade, because oftentimes we really haven't looked at the longer term trade,
right. Well,
so let's take a look at the
one
weekly.
issue is I can't set it up because we can't set it up till Monday.
No, I understand,
right,
but you can really kind of walk them through it as if we were going to do it today and what they would do. That would be cool. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say we have the DAX. All right, so that's the Germany 30 on Nadex.
Yes. Okay.
So on Nadex, you're going to go to indices, binaries. You're going to click on Germany 30.
Yep.
And then you're going to go down to weekly. Okay, so you literally click on the word weekly.
Yes.
Okay. That'll bring it up, and I'll show you your weekly options. And so what you want to do now is you want to go, okay, so what are our two targets, on the, not necessarily the full-blown target, but the realistic target you think it'll hit in a couple days.
Yeah, exactly.
On the upside and the downside. So give me a summary of what those two are.
Yeah, it's like where it's right. I had it on my screen. There we go. Okay, all right. So the downside target, the first target where I would expect it to get down into is going to be probably in that November 28th candle. So I'm going to say somewhere around the 72.70-ish range or so. And I see you got 72.75 up on a screen, so that would be a reasonable target.
Okay, so that's the upside, you mean? Or
we're going to go short.
Yes,
yeah,
downside. Okay.
That's
so right now it'd be great.
That's the first level of downside. I can see it actually moving lower than that. So if you want to know what the real target, quite frankly, probably comes all the way back into the swing point from the 16th. I just don't think it'll necessarily do that in a week's time.
Right. So now, what about on the upside?
Oh, the upside, boy! Okay. Well, the upside just for the week.
Yes, just for the week. Yeah.
Let's see here. I would have to say, well, it would be breaking certainly out of a consolidation area. How about that? You've got. I would have to say, so at 74.25, I'd say another couple hundred points to the upside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
if it breaks this resistance area because it's so strong, the DAX will take off. That says the euro will move higher.
So you're saying like 76.25 that week?
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Absolutely.
Okay. So what you would do on, let's say the market was, let's just say it did pretty flat. Okay?
Yeah.
And opened, then what you do, and you could just find, basically what you're saying is about 200 points down or 200 points up.
Yes, absolutely. Right? Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so that makes it easy. So on Monday you could hop on, and Monday morning, whatever,
yes.
You could hop on there, and you could basically find the strike that's 200 up or 200 down from where the market's at. You'd buy the one that's 200 up, you'd sell the one that's 200 down. They're probably going to be, my guess, somewhere around $20.
Okay.
They may be a little more, a little less, whatever. And you put those trades on. If it finishes above either one, at the end of the week, you'll make $60.
Yeah, but you can,
because $20 on both sides. Now you can close earlier.
Yes.
And you could actually let it. And this is something that can be sort of fun because sometimes it'll go down, bounce, and go back the other direction. Things like that.
Yes.
So you could actually close out one for say like 50. Well, you've covered your risk on the other side. You've made $30. You made $30 profit.
Hey, I think I heard a cough. I think you need some.
I think I need some ginger, man.
I think wheatgrass and ginger. I hear it in your future.
I'm gonna have to try it with the ginger, man, because I've tried to do that wheatgrass, man. That don't make me feel very good.
No, I know.
That's too much health in my body.
Let me tell you. Where I first started learning how to drink wheatgrass, I was in a group. There were 60 of us, and we were at this. It was at this little health retreat.
Okay, that sounds. I'm like, is this like a Kool-Aid thing? Or?
No, so we were there for and it was actually one of the best weeks that I ever spent. and I've spent a lot of great weeks. Yeah, and we actually one of the things that we did there, they had us first climb a legitimate telephone pole. Okay, which I don't know how those things are tall, and telephone poles, the way they work is they get thinner the higher you go, and the last step was pulling yourself up to stand on top of it. Your shoes are hanging off, and then there was a tether that held you, in case you, so a little bit of a tether there.
They don't want people dying at the retreat.
Yeah, but the reality was you were really underneath all of your own strength and energy climbing up there, and the tether was just there. The tether wasn't pulling you up or anything.
Right, it was just there to make sure you didn't die.
Yeah. And the cool thing was, so climbing's no problem. You're climbing, you're using all this energy, and then you get to that last step where, now you're kind of getting your body somewhat configured to be able to step onto, and balance yourself onto the top of this telephone pole.
Right. And
just stand there. That was a pretty cool experience. Anyways, but that wasn't the highlight of the act. And then you jump off. Then you're using the tether because you're not going to slide down. And anyways, you jump off. But the whole point was that, so during this, I've done some crazy things in my life.
This is more than a health retreat. This is a whole different level.
Yeah, it totally was. But you got a picture. So we're all, each day, we're taking shots of wheatgrass a couple a day or so. And
crazy.
Oh, well, what's tough is because there was so much energy in the room. Sometimes, you put your shot or something, you'd put it down on the floor. Somebody might kick it over. Well, wheatgrass and green, stuff, it doesn't go away that quick. And it just, towards the end of the week, I got tired of smelling wheatgrass.
I bet.
That's why I added the Stevie ginger shot to it.
Got a bunch of hyped up people on wheatgrass all in the same room.
Yeah, I tell you, it cleans out your system, that's for sure. So.
Well, that can be sort of dangerous too. You got to make sure you have a lot of porta potties out there at the retreat.
Oh my goodness,
all that wheatgrass.
It was a pretty nice retreat period. So, anyway, so back on the DAX here. Sorry about that. I digressed.
That's all right. I can have fun with anything. No, that sounds great. I probably need to go on about a 5-week health retreat myself.
No problem. So. Well, look, I'm not exactly the poster child for health these days. So,
but anyway, so we got our DAX trade set up for next week.
Yes,
and the big thing is people, everybody's going, man, it's crazy. The markets, and you got Congress, who's absolutely useless right now.
Sure.
And you got a president who says one thing but really means nothing. And they want to complain. I'm not talking about traders. Okay, I'm not talking about the rest of the world. We got,
right.
But this and then, man, the market will fly up, and then Boehner will come out and it goes down, and Reed comes out and it goes up, and and they're all complaining because they're getting stopped out of their trades.
Yes. Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, sure. No question about that. Yeah.
Right. And I get it. I get it as a trader, and I that's going to happen to everybody. But it is a different time. I mean, the U.S. is not going to be the same for a long time. Right? We know we're in a different era. And
I don't know. I think, look, I think the reality is, from my standpoint, the markets have been moved by news forever. There's always news event, and especially
there's always news,
especially during the last year, all the stuff in Europe and so forth. So,
I agree. It's always been moved by news, but we haven't always been driven. I mean, on the drop of a dime by a government announcement coming out on a consistent almost daily basis.
Well, I don't know, because you take a look at, you get jobs. It's always based on information, and markets are moving.
That's your regular. I'm talking about your I'm not talking about your regular reports. That stuff's always going to be there. I'm talking about this country's going to go out.
Hey,
we're about to go over the fiscal cliff.
Well, hey, okay.
I mean, financial default of the world wasn't really an issue in the 90s, But, we weren't looking at that as...
No, but we were dealing with just a different bubble or what have you. But
yeah, exactly.
Bernard,
here's why I'm bringing it up.
The cool thing about what we do, technical analysis, Bernard Baruch, said it great back in the 20s. It's not the news, it's how the market reacts to the news. Yeah. And you just watch it. And that's why...
It's all about the orders.
That's why candle patterns, are beautiful things out there. Because it gives you signals. I think the market right now, is telling folks, pay attention to Apple. Apple has been, because it's such a huge weighting inside the NDX. And on Apple, it's coming into an area of resistance. It's coming into an area where Apple might start to back off and might do a retracement. And that was, that had nothing to do with the news to a certain extent. So,
well, Steve's gone.
Well, but I think there's, and you got, look, it is very cool because it is one world market. And so, most people, look, if they weren't listening to TFNN, you're not listening to CNBC, and they're saying, hey, folks, pay attention to the DAX and where the DAX trades, because if it busts through this area here, which is an area of resistance, the market's going to take off. And that's going to be an indication of what the U.S. market is likely going to do, as well as what the currencies are probably doing out there as well.
Well, the reason I'm bringing up the whole issue of getting stopped out is you have to at least concede that we are in a different era right now. I'm not saying that news doesn't always drive things, but we're in a different era of government news, fiscal cliff.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, the congressman coming out and dropping the market. Okay, who cares? Usually that doesn't matter, okay? I mean, well, usually as in 3 years ago.
Yes.
So, 4 years ago, 2008, right? But, we're in a different era right now, so that's why I try to, tell people, it's like, well, I don't know, this Nadex thing, I don't know it, it's something new.
No, it's absolutely great for the Nadex side of it, because
you can't get stopped out.
You bet, yeah. That's right. You can
go in, you trade futures without getting ran over.
That's right. Yeah, no question about that. That the real beauty of Nadex, like Ron Popeil used to say, you set it and forget it, and your trade is on, and you're not worried about intraday spikes. Now, what you want to do is take advantage of intraday spikes if it moves in your direction, so that you're able to get in and out of the trade, for sure. But I mean, that is really the beauty of Nadex. If you take a look at, if you were to ask, get 100 traders in a room and ask them, what was their worst day or days or weeks or trade, I guarantee you it has something to do with not honoring a stop.
Yep.
I've
seen a trader take $1 million loss
because
they didn't honor their stops.
Yeah, across the board, it's going to be not honoring the stop. That's going to be, their worst day.
Your bad day at Nadex is
the second worst
whatever.
Day. The second worst day is they didn't take their profit.
Yep.
Right? So you got those are the two most painful, aspects with regard to
having a winner turning into a loser, and basically making a loser just kill you.
Yeah, absolutely. No. So that is really the beautiful thing about Nadex. You can set it and you can forget it. You get everything all set up, and you're in great shape out there. But
it'll even take your profit for you. I put on one yesterday morning, and I was doing a trade with some traders, and we hopped on and we went long.
Yes.
In the morning, and I didn't expect it to go that much further. I had the deviations. I'm like, hey, we got maybe 4 points left. And there's we're talking 30 minutes left until expiration on this spread.
Yes.
And we hop in, we put the trade on, and we're sort of talking. We actually don't even think about it. Okay. I mean, it was very low risk, We put the trade on, and then all of a sudden, boom, it was like 11 o'clock when it expired. And I look up, I'm like, sweet, because it closed me out. It took profit, and the market fell after that.
Yes.
So, I mean, even though I didn't take my profit, it took my profit for me by expiring out, and I actually ended up making money on the trade.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty cool.
Now, what I like actually about this time period here, and this is where people can actually really benefit from the so-called news environment that you're talking about. Here's where you really benefit by having fast fingers or being able to use, whether it's an Nadex platform or whatever it is that you use out there, folks, is, there are indicators out here where you can watch the rubber band stretch. And it's going to stretch into areas where it has to stretch back the other way. And that's really, you're looking for peaks and valleys in trades, no matter which system it is that you're using out there. And that's really the benefit of intraday trading and getting used to, buying weakness and selling strength, and using some indicators out there. And so it's really kind of an opportune time to be able to do that, because you have politicians out there that are moving the markets. But if you go pay attention to your indicators and candles or whatever it is that you use out there, you can really take advantage of it. That's what, if you take a look at those first two things that traders have the most difficult time with, what you also want to do, the third thing, is learning how to sell into strength and buy weakness, if you are trying to find tops and bottoms out there. If you're about continuation patterns, that's a whole different style of trading. It is a beautiful thing. The Dow is off 4 points right now, pretty flat market out there. Remember, Daryl said 70% of the time, the small cap, the S&P is going to close lower today on November 30th. How about that? We'll be right back.
All
Daryl
down
Martin.
right now, every indice.
That's right. Daryl Martin, Steve Rhodes. We'll be right back, folks.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to tfnn.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to tfnn.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks, to the Nadex Bull Bear Binary Option Hour with your host, Daryl Martin and Steve Rhodes. And, folks, don't forget, Daryl does a show every day, Monday through Friday at 1 to 2 p.m. You can catch that. Maybe go to your mobile device, tfnn.mobi. All of Daryl's shows are archived on channel. Daryl?
Yep, I'm right here.
What channel are they archived on?
Channel 7.
Channel 7, okay. Channel 7. So you catch all the archives there. where he'll absolutely teach you how to trade the Nadex platform. Right now, as we come back, relatively flat markets out there. The Dow's up
down
11 points right now. S&P is down about 3. And the EKG on a 10-minute chart says it wants to bounce a little bit from here. You want to keep your eyes glued to the, not glued necessarily, but to the DAX out here. The DAX could be setting up a little shooting star candle. That would be nice. It would need to close probably around 74.08 or so to actually set that up, or that could actually close down around 73, I'll call it 73.90, something like that. So that would be the range to actually set up a reversal candle as the DAX is coming into an area of resistance. And folks, that will be sending out a pretty big piece of information. Doesn't mean that the market's going to tank. Just means that the DAX would be coming up into, which has been the strength, coming into an area of resistance. The market would start to be ready to pull back here for a few days. There would be nothing wrong with that at all, because it has been a nice move off of the bottom. And stay tuned today, because following this show, we've got Basil Chapman, as we do on 12, as we do every day from every Friday from 12 to 1. Instead of the health formulas that Daryl and Steve bring to you, we've got Nico DeHaan. So that's really the health show that you want to tune into. I'll make sure that I'm listening to that show as well today. And then we come back to Daryl from 1 to 2, David White 2 to 3, Ken Shreve show from 3 to 4, and the Tom O'Brien show from 4 to 6. So, Daryl, any other trades, anything else? How about natural gas out there? What are you seeing on the natural gas?
I've been having some fun with natural gas. I've been straddling that thing like crazy, because it's been moving like 4% a day.
Okay, all right, cool.
It's been like 4% up, 4% down, 4% up, 4% down.
I'm looking to buy natural gas, so just waiting for a pullback here. And
gold, by the way, just dropped like 11 points. So Angie posted that up in the den there.
Yeah, I see that's down 11. And you got silver, really the bigger story, is down 50 cents, about 1 5/10%. But, gold is, as I put in my newsletter here this morning, potentially now, getting ready to make a big move to the downside. Just got to have to wait to, there's a couple candle formations that haven't formed here just yet, but yeah, I can see. Like when I say to the downside, I can at least see it coming back to certainly the lows at 1683 out there. But one thing at a time. It all depends on what the currency markets are going to do out there. But I think we have given folks at least the ability to play a trade come early Monday morning on the DAX out there using the Nadex platform. There you go.
And I mean, we on the natural gas. I mean, you can even hop on to a weekly binary on it, because I mean, it is at a major support level.
Okay.
So I mean, right now, just looking at, I mean, you can just sort of see right there on the chart. So, I mean, you got a little support line going on right here.
Yeah.
So, just on the dailies.
Yeah.
And, nothing major, but I'm just saying it'd be a very simple trade to go in and go, you know what, it could easily, the way it moves, it could easily pop up to 3.8 before the week's over. So, next week.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and, from a seasonality standpoint, natural gas is a good longer-term trade taking you into the February-March time frame.
That's right.
So, it's been pretty nice out here. It's been a nice setup. The pullback here, came down a little bit hard from a volume standpoint, and I just wanted to see it move down maybe into about the $3.40 level or so. But
so you're going for even a little bit more, breaking this.
Yeah. Hey, Daryl, always great to be with you on Friday. Stay tuned, folks. Basil will be up next, and listen to Daryl from 1 to 2. Have a great weekend, folks. Look forward to seeing you on Monday. Daryl, have a great weekend.
Hey, man, you too. You have a great weekend.
Bye-bye now.